YouTube. We are back. And yes, I am wearing pink shorts. If those of you who know One Piece, they are Doffy or Doflamingo shorts. Big fan. Hasn't even really seen him in the series yet, but still a big fan. And I've also kitted out the gym with a few One Piece bits. I'm going to name the gym Fourth Gear because I'm cool, obviously. That's Fourth Gear, not as in cars. That's Fourth Gear as in Luffy. In fact, there's a figure I'm looking at right now, which is Fourth Gear. So that is the name of this gym. I'm back already. Feels like I haven't gone away, but it is. I mean, it's been 2 weeks I've had off almost. And in that time, I've been back on nursing placement. I've competed. As I said in my last video, comp did not quite go to plan. Still some really good PBs, but we move on. You know, as I said, I've got an ongoing health condition that unfortunately has to be managed, and it's worsened in the 2 weeks that I've had off purely because I haven't been training. Because ultimately, as awful as it sounds, training helps move everything in the system. And I don't just mean the obvious, but also the bile and all that kind of stuff. So we have a plan. We're 5 weeks out. We're basically doing today. It's the only training I'm doing this week. It's just 2 events. So I'm just doing the sandbag run, which is pick up and run up and down as many times in a minute over 10 meters. And then the yoke, which is 200 for 4 times 10. So it's 4 drop and turns, 10 meters each for the runs. Not too worried about how this goes, not too worried about speed. It's just having a go. It's getting back into it. It's probably going to make me feel about 1,000 times better because I do get withdrawal from not doing the gym. You know, it becomes quite difficult, especially with the ongoing issue. So ultimately, this is going to feel beautiful, other than the 100 kilo sandbag, because it will feel horrendous, whatever it is. Yeah, so that's next. I've done the air bike just to get myself really warmed up. Actually wasn't too bad. I was expecting it to be horrendous, but it wasn't. So that's going to be our focus for today. And then we have essentially 4 weeks proper training. And then we've got a week. Now, originally, I would just take the whole week off, just do some active rest. So a bit of walking, a little bit of cardio. We're not going to do that this time around. At the moment, we need to manage my gallbladder. And it would be better that I went into the competition with a small amount of DOMs than going in unfresh because my gallbladder has just gone mental. So the plan is to do about 50-60% in the last week of a good amount of compound exercises. Doesn't have to be everything, but I think 2 to 3 sessions would just be enough to keep things ticking over for me, so there's not a big gap. Afterwards doesn't matter. Those of you who don't know, I do have to manage anxiety, OCD, binge eating, and also hopefully from next week, confirmed autism, which will be great to have confirmed if it is the case. But it's a lot to manage, and ultimately a lot of it's managed by the gym because I don't eat as much. I can't eat as much, so that doesn't help. And there's lots of other reasons of anxiety that that aren't there. I do take medication, to be totally honest about it. So ultimately, a lot of the management that I would normally do isn't there. So then taking time out from the gym, it's quite difficult. So we're going to take a different tack for Shropshire's. I'm not going to dwell too much on it, but as you can tell, we've got 2 events today. Again, it is yoke over 4 times 10 meters. We have got sandbag over 10 meters, many as possible. Sandbag over yoke is one of the other events. That's the last event. And then it is axle for floor to overhead reps, 85 kilos, totally within my remit, which is exciting. And then we've got deadlift for reps, which is 200. That's going to be tough. I can do 200. We know I can do 200. We know my 4 rep max, I think, is 208.5. So 200, 5 to 6, and that's not going to win me competitions in terms of deadlift, but that will give me a good number to work with. And if I'm lucky, if all being well on the day, we might see 7. But I've also got to remember that, again, managing the health issue it will just be what it is. And it's very, very, very up in the air for lots of different things. But the axle will be a nice position for me because 85 is still heavy. You know, I've been working around 90, but it's a little bit better. Axle is by far my best event. So I'd like to see 7 to 8 in that, depending again on the day, and then everything else will be what it will be. The one that is the big test for me is sandbag over yoke, because actually, as you will watch from today, sandbag is not my best event. 100 kilo sandbag is definitely not my best event. So it will be interesting. But luckily, I did it for Caerphillies when I didn't actually compete for Caerphillies, but the training involved a 100 kilo sandbag, and actually involved a 100 kilo sandbag after a 60 and an 80. So hopefully, because I won't be doing the 60 and the 80, I should get a better pickup. And I should get a better run with it, but we'll see. Okay, I have literally just finished an 8-hour shift at the hospital. I'm now back in nursing placements. I'm working on an orthopedic surgical ward, and so I've been on my feet all day. So I am quite tired. But I've smashed a pre-workout, and I've done my air bike. I feel okay, so I'm hoping to get something. But again, first day back in, not expecting anything major. It's just about getting moving, getting a few events done that I didn't do at the weekend, because ultimately I did similar events at the weekend. I did a deadlift, I did an overhead, which included axle, and I did stone over yoke, which again tallies up a little bit. So we're only focused on the 2 events that essentially I didn't do. I'm going to stop talking because I've been talking for 6 minutes and it is incredibly boring. I will come back and then we will get some videos in. Well, sandbag is done. It took me a while to get to that point because it took me a while just to get warmed up and ready, but I am really, really pleased. It's not the fastest run. It's about 35 seconds for 4 runs up and down. So they're about 40 meters. I would obviously like more than that, but I wasn't aiming for more than that today, because again, we just said do it until it feels a little bit uncomfortable and then put it down. So my main aim was 4. That's what I was aiming for. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, and just so sounds awful, the sandbag was back at the end it needs to be, and I can put it down and then not have to move it again. Only 1 run, but really pleased. It felt good. The pickup was phenomenal. It's not the greatest pickup in terms of how it goes, because I'll be honest, it ended up probably a little bit low because I could kind of feel I was really having to hold on quite quickly. But I was really, really pleased with the pickup in terms of the speed of it, because the last times I did it, now admittedly, like I said earlier, I did it after 2 other sandbags. It was very, very slow, but today I just picked it up and went, and that was awesome. Again, need to get it a tiny bit higher, probably get my arms around it a little bit better. But in terms of a first run at it, that's good. I'm really, really pleased at that. And it didn't feel too horrendous having done comp at the weekend and having had time out and stuff. And already my gallbladder feels like 10 times better from doing some exercise. So I've got yoke to do. My plan is 1 run, but I may do 2. I didn't want to do more than 1 on the sandbag because, again, I don't want to gas myself completely for next week, and that was not our plan. But yoke is never quite so bad, so we will see how yoke goes. The yoke is now outside instead of inside, and I'm planning at some point soon to get like a proper looking squat rack. Not so much to do squats, but the yoke takes up tons and tons of space. Hello, doggy. So just to make it a little bit easier. Come here, doggy. There you go. You got the dog. Yes. Hello, dog. Look at the camera. There we go. So yeah, making life a little bit easier, having the yoke outside for this, keeping it outside, and then focusing on having like a squat rack, because most squat racks are designed where if I put a bar across and I've got a bar that I can use, you know, I've got a small axle, for example, I can use it for stone over yoke. And then also I'll get a bench at some point so I can bench with it. I can use it if I do squat. I can I can't overhead press with it. I was going to say I can't, but unfortunately I'm too close to the ceiling. But I've got options to then do a bit more with it, change the space around a little bit. I think I'm going to put it this side with the platform, and then have the deadlift on the other side. But it's all just plans to utilize the space after I created it, and then to see what works best. Anyway, I've got yoke to do, then it's done.
Taking shots at the enemy, I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
You are not as tough as.
Well, YouTube, we're done. I did 2 yoke runs, 202 kilos, 0.5, about, not perfect because the garden's not quite long enough, but about 4 times 10 meters. It's probably more like 4 times 8, 9 meters, but one side of it is an incline. So I think based on that, we'll take it as being about right. First one was over 30 seconds. Second one was sub 30 seconds. So considering that's got an incline in there, yes, it's got a decline as well. And also 4 pickups. I'm really pleased. Again, we weren't supposed to go mental today, but it's all feeling really, really good. I am so pleased as a starting point. Again, from next week, I'll be going to that other gym probably for the 4 weeks, minus maybe 1 week. I may do it still that other week as well, but we'll see how it goes. Because obviously from a yoke perspective, I've got flat ground to work on, so it will be much better to work on. And the same with the sandbag. And then on top of that, I'll be able to do sandbag over yoke and stuff like that with my 100 kilos. So it will make sense. It's a good idea, but we'll see how things pan out. I've got 4 intense weeks of training, going to hit the ground running. We've got a lot to fit in those 4 weeks. 1 sort of deloaded week to keep things ticking over. And then it's competition time. Hopefully we'll fare a little bit better. But again, it's strongman. It doesn't matter what you do. You go in to beat yourself. Like I've said before, you go in to beat what you can do. Last comp for me, massive PB in farmers, massive PB in stones. Got a truck moving once again and moved it pretty speedily. Deadlift in comp, PB 220. So really pleased. Okay, I've done slightly more out of comp, but it's always good to get it in comp. And even the overhead, although I failed the 100, the first three were the fastest I did it. I did it in like 21 seconds. And had I got the 100, I would have been up there, even though the rest of it, I wasn't close. I mean, I was close, but in terms of there was such a small margin between first and last. I mean, I wasn't last, but close enough. So yeah, really, really pleased with that quick run as well, considering I didn't feel great. But I'm looking forward to this next one. Again, it's in my weight boundary. It's really, really good. It'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, it's go time in 5 weeks time. So I'm going to keep posting. I probably won't do a video after every session again. I'll probably culminate 1 or 2 videos a week, maybe sort of do my main sessions as a video and then do my events training as a video as well. But thank you very much for watching. Enjoy, and I will see you all soon.